Hello everyone, this is Camilla of the Alexandrite system. Recently we made a post on Twitter about our quarterly system meeting, and we had a lot of systems ask us how we did that or what that looked like. So we thought we would make a video about the topic to potentially help some people out. So the way that we hold system meetings is that whoever is fronting dissociates into the inner world as best they can, and we have a conversation about current events in our life. In addition, for whoever is fronting, it is their job to take notes for the meeting. This means just literally writing down what we talk about, the topics, and the conclusions. Now, it can be hard to both dissociate into the inner world and take notes. Typically for this person, either the notes kind of fall by the wayside or being in the inner world falls by the wayside. Typically we lean towards foregoing that person being in the inner world rather than foregoing the notes, because we would rather have a hard record of what is talked about than physically have that person be there when they can still listen in. Though even then, taking notes in a dissociated state can often be a process of automatic writing. That sort of pseudoscience thing where you're writing like subconsciously and not really controlling what you write. However, the way it's similar in this regard is that the notes end up looking really shitty. Random size and orientation, written over each other, it can be a nightmare to transcribe afterwards. But it's important nonetheless. And in the process of that transcription, whoever takes the notes also gets to give a full input on what was talked about. Because oftentimes for us, whoever is taking notes is preoccupied doing that and can't really give their full input on what is being said. So let's take it step by step on how to organize one for yourselves. The first step is planning. You'll want to give everyone some advance notice that this meeting is going to be happening. I usually say at least 1 week is probably preferable. Now for us, we have low enough memory barriers that just setting that date is enough to let everyone know that the meeting is happening. However, if you don't have that sort of communication, there are other things that you can do. I think the easiest would be notes. And you can get very cute with this as well. You can make invitations to the meeting. Make them look nice, put them in a nice envelope, and put them where someone in the system will find them. Alternatively, if you have contact with some people in the system but not others, you could tell those people to tell other people in the system. You could even have someone physically go around the inner world and, knock on doors or whatever and tell people, hey, there's going to be a meeting then, we hope that you're able to come. Next is figuring out topics of discussion. One topic that I do suggest including no matter what is a system check-in. Just sort of go around the table and make sure that everyone is doing alright. Does anyone need anything? Does anyone want anything? And discuss things from there. My next go-to would be big life events. Are you moving? Do you anticipate getting a new job? Are you planning on getting a pet? Basically anything that concerns every member of the system should be brought up here. As for other topics, I suggest if you have a therapist, you ask them for suggestions on what should be discussed as a group. This sort of outside perspective can be very helpful in figuring out things that you may need to tackle but don't know that you need to tackle. The final step is actually holding the meeting. Now, I mentioned our process of grounding into the inner world. It's basically what it sounds like. You do grounding exercises, but you do them to get more in touch with the inner world. Touch some objects if you can find them. Concentrate on what they feel like. Concentrate on what you hear and feel in the inner world. Odds are it won't be perfect, but it will be enough to get you in there to talk about things. Now, what if you can't do that or don't feel comfortable doing that? You can simply discuss things audibly. Send back thoughts to people, receive their thoughts. Sort of have an audio meeting, a phone meeting, if you will. If you're unable to do that either, I would suggest doing it like a note system or an email chain, a bulletin board, something like that. This will take a lot longer, but this way you can make sure that everyone gets full input. And if you can't get into contact with anyone, have the meeting yourself. Send thoughts back into your head, just sort of yell back there what you want to talk about and just sort of talk about your side of things. It's possible that someone is able to hear you, but you're not able to hear them. And if that's true, they at least now know how you feel about these topics and can maybe help you with them. I do hope that this was helpful, and please let me know in the comments if you have any questions on ways that we do things, or if you do things differently. I would be very interested to hear how other systems do this sort of thing. Thank you very much for watching. Be well.